Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the concepts of object-oriented programming. My name is Shailesh Govil. I am an assistant professor at Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science from the College of AISSMS, IOIT, Pune. We will discuss about the concepts of object-oriented programming. These are the list of object-oriented concepts. First is class, object, abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance with their different types, their advantages. One more important point is polymorphism, and last, data hiding. These are six blocks, or we can say six circles, which are interconnected to each other and which is used for the object-oriented concepts. Class, object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction are used in the object-oriented concepts. Let us begin with the differences between the procedure-oriented and object-oriented programming. In procedure-oriented programming, data is not secure. When we compare it with object-oriented, data is secure. Reusability of data in object-oriented programming is acceptable or it is allowed. When it deals with procedure-oriented, data reusability is not allowed. Only a main function will provide the instructions to the various functions. When we compare with object-oriented, most of the objects are interconnected and they can communicate with each other. In procedure-oriented, data and functions are not combined together, but in object-oriented programming, data and functions are combined together. In procedure-oriented, only top-down approach is allowed, or this concept works on top-down approach. In object-oriented, both the concepts, both the designs like top-down as well as bottom-up approach are allowed. In procedure-oriented, the parameters and return values communicates. But in object-oriented, by sending messages to objects, it will communicate with each other. So this is the general difference between procedure and object-oriented programming. Let us begin with the class. Class is nothing but a user-defined data type that has its own data members and member functions to operate on those data members. It is a collection of similar kind of objects. The class is used to implement encapsulation, data abstraction, and data handling. Classes are just like the blueprints of objects that model real-world entities. One of the advantage of using class you can see with the help of this diagram. You can see one class whose name is sorry one car is uh, created and various objects of that car we can use at the right side of this diagram. So a class name that is car has created various instances like Polo, Mini and Beetle. These are the various variables of that object which is used for a car class. This is the simple program code of class where it is used. How do we use a simple class? How do we create with the help of this code we can understand how a class is created. In this program code, a person is created as a class and different objects like name and ID are used as an objects. With the help of get details, the details about the name and ID of this particular person is publicly disclosed with the help of data member or the access specifier. At the end of main function, person P1 of the one class has created. P1 is nothing but an object, and with the help of P1 we can access the name and ID of that class. So person can access with the help of P1 its name and ID we can access anywhere in the program. Moving forward to the object. Object is a real world entity which has some basic characteristics called state and its behavior. The object of an object, the state of an object represents all the information which is held within it, and behavior of an object is the set of actions that it can perform to change the state of the object. The characteristics and the properties of the object are presented by the data members. Here you can see the general syntax of class with object name. In this slide, it is declared that one class name, which is user defined class name, and a class keyword is used to represent the object. Various access specifiers, data members, and member functions are used. Public, private, protected access specifiers are used in the object creation. Variables which are stored with the help of data members. Various methods we can call or access with the help of member functions. Class is ended with the help of semicolon. So every class is terminated with the help of semicolon. Another concept of object-oriented programming is data abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance with their different types like single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. Advantages with examples. Polymorphism is one of the important concept of object-oriented programming. We will discuss all the remaining basic concepts of OOP in the next session. When we summarize the class and object, we will get a very basic idea about C++ programming, why it is different from C programming, why we are using various functions, what is meant by top-down, bottom approach with the help of class and object. You can see here. When you define a class, you define a blueprint of a data type for the creation of class. And when we discuss about the object, a class provides the blueprint for objects. So basically an object is created from a class. We declare objects of a class with exactly the same sort of declaration that we declare variables of basic types. I have used various references to get information from the Geeks from Geeks, Tutorials Point, and Brilliance.org. Thank you for patiently listening to my lecture. Thank you so much.